Yevhen Dykyi, a former platoon commander of the Aidar battalion of Ukraine, observes that Russian forces are currently grappling with a significant challenge, finding personnel to replenish their massive losses. He shared the information on Espreso TV channel. Finally, the Russians have almost exhausted their pool of people willing to sell their lives for money, noted Yevhen Dykyi. Their attempt to increase the payout for human life has failed. They assumed they could recruit the poorest, but even that pool is depleting, and now they simply have to offer more. Essentially, the number of people willing to fight, especially in a war with such high risks for money, is limited. Beyond that, there are those who refuse to fight for any amount. The Russians have hit this limitation, which seems to have come as a clear surprise to them. According to Yevhen Dykyi, Russia managed to replenish its army effectively for 2 consecutive years. In the fall of 2022, Russia conducted a forced mobilization which proved successful. This allowed it to hold the so-called Surovikin line with 500,000 mobilized troops. For 2 years, Russia also faced no significant challenges in recruiting soldiers by offering monetary incentives. For 2 years, the Russians have continuously replenished their staggering losses without realizing that their pool of recruits was gradually depleting, emphasized Yevhen Dykyi. They addressed many of their manpower issues by recruiting large numbers of convicts. However, the supply of convicts is now running low, and for the first time in Russia's recent history, they are beginning to close prisons because there is no one left to incarcerate. Yevhen Dykyi, a former platoon commander of the Aidar battalion, explained that Russia initially focused on recruiting from economically depressed regions, particularly those with ethnic minorities. This approach allowed them to address 2 objectives simultaneously: waging war against Ukraine and systematically depleting their ethnic minority populations. For instance, in Buryatia, finding a man of reproductive age has already become a significant challenge. Many small ethnic groups could face extinction because of this war, Dykyi noted. He added that after exhausting these regions, Russia turned to economically depressed areas, offering increasingly higher financial incentives. Finally, recruitment efforts extended to Moscow, Yekaterinburg, and St. Petersburg, but even these resources are now nearly depleted. The former platoon commander of the Aidar battalion also added that Russia is currently facing a problem of where to get people to replenish their absolutely crazy, unrealistic losses.
Evacuation orders and warnings have gone out to 20,000 Southern California residents Tuesday as firefighters battled a wind-driven wildfire in Malibu that burned near celebrity seaside mansions, horse farms, and Pepperdine University, the sheriff's department said. The flames burned near seaside mansions and Pepperdine University, where students sheltering at the school's library on Monday night watched as the blaze intensified. Officials on Tuesday said a minimal number of homes burned, but the exact amount wasn't immediately known. It was not immediately known how the blaze, named the Franklin Fire, started. It tore through part of Malibu, a community of about 10,000 people on the western edge of Los Angeles renowned for its stunning scenery of seaside bluffs and Zuma Beach featured in Hollywood films. The fire burned amid dangerous fire conditions because of notorious Santa Ana winds expected to last into Wednesday. The withering, dry gusts sweep out of the interior toward the coast, pushing back moist ocean breezes. At one point, flames threatened the historic Malibu Pier, but the structure was protected, officials said.